Today we're going full mechanical, and what a better way to go full mechanical than with Logitech Gaming mechanical keyboards. Now here we have, let's say, 3 different mechanical keyboards, and it's the all new, well, series, not series, but keyboard, the G513. We have 2 carbons and we have 1 silver. Now, what's the difference between those 3 keyboards? Well, here we have G513 carbon with Romer-G linear switches, and I'll explain that later, of course. Here we have the same keyboard, but this one has the Romer-G Tactile switches, and the carbon one, the silver one, has the Romer-G linear switches as well. But this one is going to be just for a certain market available, so that's a bit of a bummer for some of you guys that, well, want this one but you couldn't have it. But there is always the availability on online shops that send worldwide or something like that. So guys, I'm really psyched to test all these different keycaps, key switches, and to see how each of them work. I'm going to present to you how they click, the sound, of course, and, well, the RGB, the light sync that they have with these. Also, as you can see, next video, and I'm going to say it right now, next video is going to be about the Logitech gaming speakers with illumination. Now that's going to be really interesting, so just right at the start, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And of course, after the intro, let's dive into these, well, amazing keyboards. I already did reviews on Romer-G mechanical keyboards, well, mechanical keyboards from Logitech Gaming with Romer-G switches, and I already did mention that their response rate is 1 millisecond, and that is 25% faster than the standard switches. The keystroke is 25% faster than normal. So what does that mean? It means that you actually get I would say less power to press the button, so you get the response rate, and by that it means it is quicker and much more responsive to your gaming, let's put it that way. Now let's open the keyboards first. We have 12 additional keycaps for your critical gaming keys that you usually use into, I don't know, Battlefield, for instance, or I don't know, PUBG, maybe similar games like that, first-person shooters. And you have a keycap here, remover handler, that you could easily remove and get a special feel, because these are a bit bent in or something similar to that, and you get a much better feel because your fingers won't, let's say, slip. But it definitely is a plus for getting these keys, and you actually have the older keys as well, so that's a double of those ones. Let's check the Palmrest. Now over here you have, this is detached, you can't attach it actually to your keyboard. But the best thing about it, it has 6 rubber pads, so it doesn't move, and you also have here, let's say, a canal for your cable, and I can assume it would be for your headset, so you could do a nice cable management, and not for the looks, but so the cable doesn't go in your way when you're, I don't know, moving your mouse or playing with your keyboard. And this is it. This is it. This is the rubber foam. This is the foam that has the memory, so when you play you don't get your hands a bit sore. Now let's check the keyboard as well. As you can see, the Palmrest nicely fits here, and it's the same dimension, the white, as the keyboard is, and it fits perfectly. Now, as I said, you don't connect it directly to a keyboard, but the rubber pads beneath the Palmrest are really nicely gripping the table, so they don't move anywhere and the keyboard doesn't move anywhere as well. So you don't have to worry if you're thinking it's an extra and you don't use it, you could just easily remove it. You don't have to use those pins or anything like that. As I said, for that cable canal beneath the Palmrest, it is exactly symmetrical to the cable canal on the keyboard, so it's definitely for your headset. When you play, you could just place it under here and it won't get in your way. You also have these kind of legs that extend the height of your keyboard, so it gets nicely up when you type, game, or whatever you do. As I mentioned in the first part of the video, we have the two types of Romer-G switches. Now they are quieter and they are 25% faster than the regular key switches. Now you have the tactile and you have the linear key switches from Romer-G. Now the Romer-G tactile switches are, let's say, a standard profile switches which you had with the past keyboards from Logitech, and they have a discernible actuation point which makes the feel really great. Now as for the Romer-G linear switches, they give you the completely smooth keystroke compared to the tactile, which you've seen in the couple of minutes before where I typed and tested the keystrokes. The Romer-G linear switches are more quieter than the Romer-G tactile switches, and that is probably because, and that is why the keystrokes, when you press them, they are really smooth, and the transaction is actually the same because you have the same distance between the key switch and the keycap and the place of the alloy body of the keyboard. But as for the typing, I didn't notice any difference between these two, and I'm talking about the size of the keycaps. The Romer-G switches are really smooth while typing, and they really give you the feel that you actually are not directly pressing them that much with that much power, but you get a bit of a higher sound than the tactile switches, which had those a bit, let's say, a dampening sound that, as you can see here. So I would say tactile switches are more quieter than the linear switches from Romer-G, and it's actually up to you because you have the smooth transaction on the smooth pressing on the linear switches, and on the tactile you had a quieter sound, and it's actually a standard Romer-G switch compared to the new one. This is a bit improved with faster delivery, and it has a discernible feedback, but these linear switches have that smooth thing. Now G513 have this nice palmrest for better comfort for your typing and for your gaming. It's a memory foam that actually goes back to the standard position when you remove your hand. It's water resistant, it's sweat resistant, and it's really nice and easy to clean. As for the chassis and the design of the keyboard, it is designed from the aircraft grade aluminum magnesium body, and it not only gives you the strength and durability of the keyboard, it also gives you a very nice design and a very nice looks. Well, design looks, let's say, the same, but it really stands out from all the other keyboards with nice. It's a bit heavier because of it, but compared to the plastic keyboard that you could actually kind of, let's say, bend or something, this is a really nice touch, and you have it on G413. If you remember my review of that keyboard, it also has the same material on top, and that is a big plus because you get the design, you get the quality, durability and everything, and it's practically unbreakable. As for the cable, you have the USB pass-through cable because, well, you have the one USB at the back of the keyboard. Now, why is this so necessary? Two USB ports for one keyboard? Well, you have a USB port at the back. You could, I don't know, connect your G900, or you can connect your USB sticks or anything like that, and you won't feel a lag, or you won't feel any data transfer loss because it has two USB ports. It has one dedicated for your USB port, you have one for your keyboard, and as I said, no lag, no data loss, no data transfer less than usual, and that is really cool to add to such a great keyboard. And braided cable, after all, that's all that we want in a cable, right? With this keyboard you also have full function keys, and by that I mean you have the macro buttons up here on top where the F keys are. At the bottom you have the FN buttons, so when you press the FN you have all the macro keys that you can use, and you can use the FN toggle feature in the Logitech gaming software to adjust your FN switches, F keys on top of every of the G513 keyboard without a problem. Now, some keyboards have the gaming mode button separate. This one has a bit different. You press the FN plus F8 and you toggle the gaming mode, which makes it a bit easier for you to game. Now, you play, for instance, first-person shooter games, and suddenly you press, I don't know, Windows button or the right click on the mouse, or I don't know, caps lock or anything like that. This thing deactivates those buttons, which gives you let's say a comfort while gaming, so you don't have to worry about pressing any button wrong by any chance. Some of you are waiting for this the whole video. RGB and light. With LIGHTSYNC you could actually connect your 16.8 million colors on your keyboard to your game, and while you game you get the immersive effect of let's say gaming to your keyboard. Can I place it like that? Can I say it like that? Because as you can see from behind, the new Logitech gaming speakers are at the back, and they are synchronized with the Battlefield 1, so you have the red and the blue, but we'll test that as well on the speakers. These keyboards have the same thing going as well. And guys, thank you for watching. This was 3 gaming keyboards from Logitech. You have the silver one, you have the 2 carbon, 1 tactile, 1 linear, Romer-G switches with special Palmrest, braided cable, FN button switches. Really awesome new product on the market for the mechanical keyboards, and gives you actually loads of space and loads of time to actually think what gaming keyboard is really suitable for you. But with Logitech you have the design, the durability and the looks that's really amazing. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check the link below for the keyboards and to check the Logitech website. See you next time with more Logitech stuff. Thanks and bye bye.